My Hebrew Israelite brothers and sisters, 12 tribes of Israel scattered all over the earth, welcome back. Let me take this moment to say thank you. Thank you so much for your subscriptions and your likes, your comments, and thank you for your prayers. Your moray is really, really, really indebted to you for your prayers and your gifts and whatever you do to help this ministry. The journey back to YAHUAH. My brothers and sisters, we cannot stop sharing His word. Cannot stop sharing His word. Met two young men yesterday in the store, and they started asking me how I was doing, and I told them I was doing good. And I said, "Are you twins?" And they said, "No, they're 3 years apart." I said, "What?" Because they almost look, like a twin. But anyway, they told me that they, live from New York and live in, one still living in New York, but they're down here in Jacksonville. And one live in LA. And they told me that they were designers, garment, clothing designers. I share with them a little bit, and so I left and went to another store. And lo and behold, they came out of the same store. So at that time I said, "Look, man, please, would you go to my channel and share it with them?" And so they said they would. But two nice young men, and those are men that I look at them and say, these young men are ones that YAHUAH want to use. YAHUAH want to use them. If they would give themselves to YAHUAH for service, because strong young men who wants to use us. We finished verses 1 through 3 in Psalm 35, a prayer for help. And my brothers and sisters, in verse 4, it said here, "Let them be confounded and put to shame that seek after my soul. Let them be turned back and brought to confusion that devise my hurt." This is Satan's job. Satan's job is to confuse YAHUAH's children. To confuse YAHUAH's children. And he knows how to do it. He knows exactly how to do it. My brothers and sisters, if all the churches, all the existing churches, were doing the right thing, teaching the word, sharing His love, and doing it the way that YAHUAH wants us to do it, do you know how many people would be in the kingdom? Do you know how many people would be in the kingdom? And the people who don't want to be in the kingdom, they wouldn't want to be in the church. They just say, "Look, this is not for me. I'm going to go do my own thing." But the church is coming together and doing the things that YAHUAH said. Do you know? Just imagine the joy. Just imagine the community. Just imagine the community where those churches are. Do you know that the churches are in community where they're scared to go out in the night time? They're not going to no night service. They stay home. A matter of fact, they're even scared to go in the daytime. when the people are together and they pray and trust YAHUAH and stand on His word, just like how David is asking YAHUAH to let them be confounded and put to shame. Those who are after people of the book, those people who are after righteous people, that they be put to shame. Well, you know why they can't be put to shame? Because people who have the church, a part of the church, and say they're Christian, they're mixing with them too, doing the same thing that the world is doing, playing the same politics that the politicians are playing, mixing with them, evil. I don't care whether you're Democrat or Republican, or Green Tree or Greenhouse or whatever you are. I don't care. I am saying that we have to live righteously. Live righteously. But many times we give our lives to these politicians and act like them and behave like them. I don't care whether you're Democrat, I don't care who you are. I'm saying that you have to live according to the word. Let them be confounded. Let them be bush. That's the word there, bush. Confounded there is the word bush. Be ashamed. Bush. To make, to bring to cause to. Be shamed. Ashamed, my brothers and my sisters. Be put to confusion. That's what it's saying there. And this is what needs to happen. This is what needs to happen. That all of those who are seeking to destroy YAHUAH's children, that they be put to confusion, that they become pale, that they become ashamed, that they become disappointed or delayed, to bring, to cause, to put to shame, that they be confounded, my brothers and my sisters, that they become dry and wait long. Yes, that's what we are to do. Pray and ask YAHUAH to do that for us. Instead of don't pick up things in your own, matters in your own hand and try to do it, because you may do a bad job. YAHUAH will do justice. He will do justice. He said those that they put to confusion that devise hurt. I want to look at the word devise here. Because the word devise here is a word kashab. That's what the word is. Kashab. Kashab. Kashab, to think or to account. That's the word is. To think or to account. You know, to think things and to put, to make an account and put you on it. You know, think evil of you. To make an account of, or to conceive or to consider, you know, to count it on. It's a cunning kind of thing. It's like a cunning man. You know, a cunning worker, a workman who devises things. You know. Someone from the primitive root is it probably means to plate or to interpret, interpret, or to interpenetrate. That's what the word is. You know, that is to weave something that, you know, is like somebody fabricates something. There's a lot of lies, you know, stuff going on. People can fabricate lies against you, stuff against you, you know, to make it like it's gonna fit, you know, the plot, you know, contrived, you know, they become malicious in a sense, you know. You know, mentally effort They regard, they value, they compute, they do all kind of stuff. You know, see what they're doing now? Sometimes they take technology, you know, they can make me right up here in in my house, right? And they can take my picture of my head and put it on the body in New York and said, "This is Josh. Here is Josh. Here is Murray. He's right here in New York. Here I am in my house." This is the way life is today. A person want to do malicious things to you. They can take your picture, your face, and put it on a body in New York or in Los Angeles. And you got to prove that you were not there. These are some of the things that they're doing today. Fabricate things. Interpenetrate. You know. Play. Plot. Contrive. Compute. You know. They do all this and they devise these things. My brothers, my sisters. You know, forecast and hold out, imagine things. This is a world that we are living in. Have no regard for righteousness. Have no regard for people's life. You're just another number. And so we have to be, as Yahuwah's children, we have to be in right standing with Him and trust Him to guide us and to protect us. This is the age that we are living in. There was a song that they have going, so these are the days of, this is the day of Aquarius. You know, I don't know what that means. You know. So, my brother, my sister, you have to just know. You just have to know what time you're living in. You have to be aware of your surrounding. Because there are people out there plotting. There are people out there fabricating. There are people out there contriving. There are people out there computing. There are people out there counting, my brothers, my sisters. They're estimating, they're finding out ways, they're making forecasts of whole. Their purpose, my brothers, my sisters, is to imagine things and make it work and make it stick. Make it in a way that everybody gonna believe it. He said, let them, is what he said here, let them be confounded and put to shame that seek after my soul. Let them be turned back and brought to confusion that devise my hurt. The word hurt here is the word raw, adversity. That people cause ways and things. A lot of people experiencing adversity. Adversity, my brother, my sister. Raw, adversity. Bad, something bad. Something evil. Adversity, affliction, something bad, you know, calamity, something, the displeasure, distress. My brothers and sisters, as a pastor, I have seen so many of these things. I've seen so many of these things. I remember we were pastoring this church, and that was probably 20 years ago, right? We said probably about 20 years ago. And so a couple was coming to the church, and they were in a distressful situation. So they asked us to come. My wife and I went. My brother and sisters, it was about 9 o'clock. And we thought we were just going to pray for the people. It happened that when we got there, it was the wife and husband plus there's another man. And it was after we prayed and, ready to leave, we couldn't leave. The other man that was there said, no, you can't leave. You have to stay for a while. So we wondered if they were holding us hostage to realize that these two people who were coming to our church, that they were in a distressful condition because there were some drug people coming to get them. And here we are sitting down with our kids at home. Oh, my brothers and sisters, we learned a lesson. We were there for over 4 hours, waiting until police arrive and make the way clear that we could leave, because there were people in the area trying to get to these two people. You talk about distressful, you talk about calamity. you talk about calamity, you talk about something that is pleasure, something unfavorable, exceedingly great grief, grievous things, harm, misery, something naughty, something noisome, something wicked, my brothers and sisters. You think about YAHUAH, something wrong. Oh, praise his holy name for his goodness and his mercy. Because, my brothers and sisters, if all you hear is that a pastor and his wife was killed in a drug house, we're going to help to go pray for two people they were not involved then, but they were involved previously, and the people were still after them. People were still after them because this man was, I don't know what happened to them now, because this man was involved in a situation where there was some dealing with drugs and stuff. And here this man, and then we found out that the man who was in the house, that man that was in the house, we found that he was a policeman, undercover, but there with the people, protecting them. Praise Yahuwah, we were able to get back home to see our kids. Praise his holy name, praise his holy name. Yahuwah is awesome, my brothers and sisters, and he said he will not suffer your foot to be moved. He's gonna watch over you, gonna keep you. He is gonna watch over you. He's gonna keep you. So he said, let them be confounded, and put to shame that seek after my soul. Say, let them be turned back and brought to confusion. Praise be to his holy name, my brothers and sisters. And he said, those who, let them be brought to confusion, those that devise my hurt. So, my brothers and sisters, it doesn't matter what Hasatan does, Yahuwah is going to keep you and watch you over you. amidst the adversity, affliction, calamity, displeasure, distress, all of these things, my brothers and my sisters, bad things, noisome things, Yahuwah is going to keep you. Even it doesn't matter how distressful the situation becomes. The evil things, the affliction, Yahuwah promises that He's going to be with us. All we have to do is to make sure we are not involved in doing things wrong. We're living a life of righteousness. David said, even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil. My brothers and sisters, so we have to allow Yahuwah to live His life in us and make us what He wants us to be. We just have to trust Him. And so for this reason, I'm going to ask you to be a blessing to someone today and walk with the King. Shalom.